Alright, so we have something new to talk about. So, on my Facebook, I seen a link, an article that said that the Resident Evil film franchise is getting rebooted. And when I saw this, I was happy because, I don't know if you know this, I haven't done a video about this, I should eventually, but I never liked the Resident Evil live action movies. I guess there was times where I enjoyed some of them, but really when I look at them nowadays, they're not good. They're not good at all. They don't adapt. They have nothing to do with the games. Alice was never in any of the fucking Resident Evil games. All right, it's bullshit. They did so many movies of it, and when they did have characters, they butchered them. They had Jill in there, and they just made her look weak compared to Alice, even though Jill has done way more badass shit than Alice ever did. Jill, I haven't played Resident Evil 3, but I know what she went through in RE3 pretty much, kinda. She fucking fought Nemesis, went through the shit in the first one, went through the shit in 5, went through all that crazy stuff in Revelations 1. There's no way, and that's what was stupid. You're gonna make her look weak compared to Alice. She went through way more shit. She's way more badass than Alice is. And then, when they brought Barry in the movie, he saw Jill, and he didn't say a damn word, which is fucking stupid. Barry and Jill know each other. That's like one of the most common things in the games. And when Barry met Jill in the movie, not a single word spoke, and they killed Barry off too. I hope I wasn't saying Billy, but Barry Burton, they fucking killed him off, which was stupid. Absolutely dumb. And then, of course, they do Leon justice because everybody loves Leon, which I like Leon. Don't get me wrong, but he's fucking overrated. He's used way too much in the animated movies. I like the animated Resident Evil movies, but he's used too much. He's used way too much. Now, you know, like I said, I don't know if I said this, but there's a link in the description to this article, so if you don't want to hear me ramble, just go read it, but I'll get to it in a minute. But I like the animated Resident Evil movies. They're a lot better. They actually have shit to do with the game, but they use Leon too much. And of course, Leon gets to get the good treatment in the movie. Chris was in one of them. Phone keeps going black, but Chris was in one of them, but they ruined him. He's in a fucking jail cell. Why should Chris be in a jail cell? He went through a lot of crazy shit. He's a hero. He killed Wesker, fucking saved the world. He's a hero. He should not be in a jail cell. And, you know, it was cool that he was in the movie, but the guy didn't really play a good Chris, from what I remember. And Claire had long hair, and it's like, Claire does not really have that long hair. She has sort of her hair tied up, but I don't get it. Her hair was never that long. But that's how I feel about the live-action movies. I despise them. Now that I look at all of them, they're all fucking stupid. Alice was never in any of the fucking games. So it makes no sense why she's in there, and it has nothing to do with Resident Evil, really. And when they bring in characters from the games, it's a fucking shit show. So let's read the article. Resident Evil film franchise being rebooted. Well, I wouldn't exactly call this a surprise, but it is surprising how soon this news has hit the web. Announced today in an exclusive update from Variety, the Resident Evil film franchise is set to reboot. The original film franchise, written and mostly directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, ended this January with Resident Evil The Final Chapter, which we are preparing a video review for now that it's out on home video. And as a per Hollywood custom, a reboot of the series is already in the works. Information regarding who will be helming this reboot, or even in what context the series is being rebooted, are non-existent at the moment. So don't get too excited just yet. There is a chance we could finally be getting the faithful adaptations we've all been pinning for since the very beginning, but there's also every chance that this reboot may have even less to do with the source material. There's literally zero information. At the very least, it seems as though Paul, I've played the games, Anderson, won't have anything to do with it, as he's currently involved with the film version of Capcom's Monster Hunter. Oh boy. We'll let you know as soon as more information about this reboot gets out, because we're waiting with bated breath too. Again, the original film series just ended, so it might be a while before we have more to go on, but who knows. So apparently the guy who made the live-action Resident Evil movies is going to anally rape another game series called Monster Hunter, which I never played Monster Hunter, but I feel bad for the fan base, because now you got this douchebag who made the live-action movies, which were fucking garbage and had nothing to do with the motherfucking games. Now, he's going to be making the fucking Monster Hunter movie, and he'll probably just shit all over the game and just do some bullshit, just like he did with the live-action movies. But look, I'm happy about this. I'm happy that this shitty franchise is getting rebooted. Whenever something is so bad or just not done correctly, I'm all for reboots. I'm all for this, you know? There's even some reboots I'm not that mad about. Like, there's a reboot of Death Wish, which I'm kind of in the mix of, but I'm looking forward to seeing what they'll do with that. I haven't watched any of the Death Wish movies, but I've seen bits and pieces. I've seen clips. You know, I know who plays in it. So that's a reboot. I'm kind of not that I'm kind of in the mix about. You know, because like a lot of people like the movie series, but relating back to this, you know, this is another situation where this deserves to be rebooted. This movie series fucking sucked, honestly. Like, it never had anything to do with the games. Alice was never in the fucking games. Who the fuck is Alice? And every time they brought a goddamn character from the games, they would get fucking butchered. You know what? One day, I'll watch all of their... You know what? I don't know if I'll do this, but it would make for a good rant video if I was to sit through, watch all of the movies, and just destroy the series and rant on it. But I'm glad I was able to talk about it in this video. But in general, let me know what you think of it. I'm glad the franchise is getting rebooted. Hopefully they can do a good job. There's a chance that they could just reboot this and do the same thing again with the Alice bullshit, but a different actor. There's a chance that it could not have anything to do with the games. But there is also a chance that somebody who this film falls in the hands of, please let George Romero direct this. Please. Because he was originally, like, I don't know if you know this, people, but George Romero was originally supposed to do a Resident Evil movie, and it looked better than the bullshit they had. I mean, yeah, it looked kind of 80s and 90s, but you had Leon and Claire in there. It was like Resident Evil 2 type movie. Please let George Romero handle this Resident Evil reboot movie series. Please give it to him, because he'll do a good job, you know? Yeah, I'm sure he'll do it a good job. But I'm happy that it's getting rebooted. You know, okay, I'll say I should have doubts. You know, I shouldn't be fully excited because there's a chance that they could fuck this up and just do bullshit with a reboot and just not even adapt it like the games. But I can't help but be happy about this because I don't like the movie series. It adapts the games in a terrible fucking way, and it's fucking awful movie series. So I'm so glad it's getting rebooted. No more shitty ass Resident Evil movies with fucking Alice. Now we get a reboot of the series. Hopefully they adapt to the games like they should have did from the fucking beginning. You know what I mean? So please, whoever's going to be in charge of this reboot, I would like George Romero to do it, but whoever's going to be in charge of this reboot, do a good job, adapt to the games. If you're not going to adapt to the games, just do your own story, own characters, and I won't be as mad. If you were to just do your own story, your own characters, but have all the enemy types and all the Umbrella stuff, I guess it wouldn't be as bad. But yeah, that's my thoughts. The Resident Evil film franchise is being rebooted, and honestly, I'm happy about it. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do. Hopefully it'll be better than the bullshit they did, but I do have some doubts. It could be garbage, but, you know, I just can't help but be happy because, you know, I like the Resident Evil video game series, and to see, if I could just sit down and watch some live-action movies of Chris, Leon, Wesker, etc., and they're good, I will be geeked. Like, could you imagine if they actually did that right? They made a Resident Evil movie that was just like the first game, and, you know, you could find some actors to play the characters. Like, in my opinion, I think Bruce Campbell should play Barry Burton. I think that would fit. I don't know who could play Wesker. Maybe Christian Bale or John Travolta. I don't know about that. It's kind of, I don't know. Chris, you know, you could find somebody, but, you know, I just hope that it's done correctly. I'm really happy about this reboot happening because I never liked the film franchise. You know, there is no information yet, but I just can't help but be happy because as much as I hated the movie series, I'm so glad it's getting rebooted, and hopefully it's going to be better. Please be better, please. But that's all I got to say.